While the determination of the merits of the case of South Africa's application before the International Court of Justice against Israel could take years, the court can order Israel to comply with provisional measures. The measures can include limiting or modifying military operations, avoiding the use of explosive weapons with wide area effects in populated areas, avoiding and preventing forced displacement of Palestinians from their homes, among others. However, to establish jurisdiction at the provisional measure stage, South Africa must prove a case of violations of the Genocide Convention.
The International Court of Justice can only be as effective as the entire system would allow it to be effective. So the United Nations, the General Assembly and the Security Council must then work together to make sure that the court's orders are complied with. If the court makes an order, the International Court makes an order against any of the parties, in particular Israel, and Israel doesn't comply with it, sanctions, diplomatic pressure, travel bans, prohibition of sales of arms to Israel could be effected, and that could only be done if everyone then comes together.
To undermine the purpose of the ICJ, if there is no compliance, it will create a precedent that will have catastrophic results in the future. You know, people will undermine the ICJ if there is non-compliance. So we are hoping that Israel will have a change of mind once the order is actually made, and perhaps if they are to feel pressure from the other member states, perhaps then they will reconsider complying with the ICJ order.
If the court rule that genocide has been committed, the crime of genocide, then obviously we look at who are the criminals, who gave the order, so those individuals can then be prosecuted at the ICC.
Following recent developments in the case, Germany offered to intervene on Israel's behalf at the International Court of Justice as a third party.
It's really unfortunate that, you know, they say that they have a different state of mind now. They apologize for the atrocities that they committed. Yet today we see them standing with the very, oppressor that and who's committing the same acts that they said they're stepping away from. So it's really sad to see that they have not evolved from the leadership that was back then in terms of genocide. The leadership that committed genocide back then is still the same, and even against the Israel people. It's still the same nation now that is supporting these acts. So there hasn't really been transformation.
Extremely disappointing from Germany, a country with which we have, second to South Africa, the biggest trade relations. I mean, China has probably overtaken that. But it's a significant international partner to Namibia, and quite a willing partner. We have our differences about the reparations to the Nama and of our Herero people, and we are busy sorting that out. But Germany is an absolutely important partner to Namibia in various ways, and it's extremely disappointing.
Jelana Fuka, NBC News, Windhoek.